Joy. Hello, and welcome to the third episode of the M-Wire Movie Week in Review. Today we are going to be discussing Big Fat Liar. I am TFG1 Mike, and as usual I'm joined by Steve Megatron. Hello.
Howdy.
How are you?
Tired, but not as tired as usual.
You're always tired.
Yes.
Yes, I think last night, Friday night, because this will be going up on Saturday, what the hell is today's date? I don't know.
Today is the 25th.
Yeah, the 25th. Last night was the first night I had nothing else to do as far as podcasting other than grabbing audio for this episode. I did that in maybe 30 minutes, and the rest of the night was spent watching Wicked Attraction, Angel, and Without a Trace.
Yeah, yesterday I pretty much went with my wife after I got out of work, and we went up because we decided there's nothing good playing in our drive-in, the only one we have left.
Mm-hmm.
Because they've had, I've already seen Transformers, they had it in there, and it's been in there for like a month and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not a month and a half, because it hasn't been out that long, but it's been in there a while. It's got a bunch of other movies that I don't care to see, so there's no point going to the drive-in at this point. And the theater, I don't ever go see movies on the opening weekend because I have a bunch of ignorant people that sit there, and no matter what theater or how long the movie's been out, I always end up with some retard sitting behind me, making as much noise as they can possibly make to interrupt my movie viewing experience. Because I could sit completely in a different area with nobody, and they'll sit right behind us. But nevertheless, we went to Blockbuster and got the $21 pass that you can rent as many movies. It's one out at a time, but you can go up there as many times as you want. So we went up there and we rented Taken, although we didn't have time to watch it right away, so we got The Day the Earth Stood Still, which was really good. And today I'm going to go get the G.I. Joe DVD to watch.
Yes, and ladies and gentlemen, he means to rent it, not to buy it, because we're not wasting $30 on a 30-year-old DVD or whatever it is.
Well, what it is it came out in 2000 on DVD.
Yeah. But
it's the same quality as what was on the 87 release on VHS. Because I have the VHS tape. There's multiple versions of it. I have the one that was released in 87. It must have came from like a video store or something. Actually, it did.
Yeah.
But because I'm looking at the sticker on the back.
Yeah.
But it was one of my favorite movies as a kid. I watched it quite often. Even though some of the Cobra Law stuff I didn't really care about, or the turning of Cobra Commander to a snake.
Yeah.
I did still like that movie a lot, so bad so that I have a plastic hardcover over the outside case because it got torn to hell. So I was looking online, and of course I can't find any unless I want it not very well quality on eBay for under $20. Yeah. And I want a near good quality, and it ranges from $20 to $40.
Yeah.
And I'm not spending that on a 10-year-old disc.
Yeah. So
I'm going to wait until either Shout Factory or someone else redoes the DVD and remasters it. And then I'll buy it.
Yep. Yeah, our content is not going to, slow down, fast, but it's not going to be as much as we did last week.
No, last week was pure hell, but that was just because we had a show coming to an end. I had a late release of one. There was another one that it was just a fluke that there was an extra recording, actually a couple extra recordings for a couple of the shows.
Yeah.
So like this coming week there might be obviously there's going to be this show.
Yeah, it's going to be Wire episode 3, which actually was supposed to be the Die Hard episode, but Mr. Dodd came down with the flu, and he's deathly ill and is invoking illness on everyone that's around him, so...
Luckily, we can't catch it through Skype.
Thank God for that. But
yes.
No disrespect to Mike. We do want to have him on.
Yes, and hopefully he has a quick recovery.
Yes, because we need to get this Die Hard shit done, because I've already got it, written up, ready to go. I've got all the audio. The audio's ready to go. So, yeah. Probably releases you're going to see from us this week. Obviously, this episode of M-Wire, Tooncast 9, which will be Dexter's Lab. Possibly another SDCC ATTF episode. I don't know yet. Haven't really worked that out yet. Because there have been tons of news items as far as TF goes from SDCC as far as like toys and stuff. And I'm not sure about this, I may do a BotCon comic specific ATTF, because I have the BotCon 08 comic, the Shattered Glass comic, and I'm trying to find people that have the other years.
Well, see, I have the 90s, or the 2006 with the Beast Wars.
Okay.
Comic. I actually have 3 different copies of it.
3 different copies? How do you have 3 different copies of it?
There was one released, I think they were all released from Fan Productions, or Fun Productions, or whatever, but I have, like, 2 different covered ones, and then one from another, like, Diamond Select.
Oh, okay.
So, like, 2 of them have different covers completely.
What I'm specifically looking for that episode is the ones that come with the box sets. So, I don't know which ones you may have, or which, I don't know which one.
It's the same exact comic, it's just one's got a different outside cover, and it has bios on the inside.
That's fine.
I actually have one that, because I actually bought too many of them. I actually have one that I'm probably going to give away as a giveaway item. Cool. I have several, like, old Dreamwave comics that I have multiple copies of because stupid me didn't go make a list when buying them. So I was just like, I think I have this one. And so I have... I have doubles of the original Beast Wars Gathering, and I have, like, the issue 0 of, like, the IDW series and some of the Micromasters and, stuff like that. But, I do like the comics from BotCon.
Yeah, I have the Shattered Glass comic and the art, and, I'm not really trying to spoil it, but the art in that is just awesome. So... Alright, well, I think we're going to get into today's show topic, yes.
Another feature I was thinking about adding to this show would be just before the topics on hand we could touch on, and I know this is, like, kind of last-minute throw-in, but we could touch on, like, movies that are coming out.
Yeah.
Either in theater or in the future, or ones that are talked about it, for instance, SDCC.
We could do that at the end of the show today if you want.
Sure.
That way we can kind of, because this intro is already running almost 8 minutes, so, we're going to get into our show topic today, which is Big Fat Liar.
In a time when a little lie can grow bigger and bigger, one man will pay the price. Next summer, people everywhere will stop and stare. Marty Wolf Pictures presents Kenny Trooper, the Big Fat Liar.
Think? Want to see it?
See it? I think I wrote it.
right, well, today's topic kind of got moved around. It wasn't actually supposed to be until episode 8 that we talked about Big Fat Liar, but as we said in the general chat portion of the show, the Birdman has caught the flu.
He's caught the bird flu.
Yeah, I was going to say, make your own jokes if you want, folks. We will save the Die Hard episode for him because that's what he is, that's his thing. And so, yeah, we're just going to talk about Big Fat Liar today. This movie came out in 2002. It's actually very funny. I didn't think it was going to be as funny as it was going to be because most of Frankie Muniz's movies, like Agent Cody Banks and Agent Cody Banks 2, stuff like that, it's kind of weird and just not. I don't know. I just didn't find them that that really funny. So.
Well, it's like watching his TV show.
Well, Malcolm in the Middle isn't that bad,
but it's
but it's not good.
This I would have to say is one of my favorite things that he is in.
Oh yes,
because it's got a nice rounded out cast.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start reading the plot synopsis. The way the M-Wire episodes are gonna go as far as plots, if we have like more than one movie, we may have one person reading one movie's plot, we may have another person reading the other movie's plot or whatever, but for the individual ones, we're just gonna comment as I go along reading this, just because it's easier than having a plot and then commenting on it, afterwards. So, at the beginning of the film, protagonist Jason Shepard, Frankie Muniz, a boy residing in the fictional town of Greenberry, Michigan. Wow. Wonder how close that is to you if it's fictional.
Well, yeah, true. Because I know that that's not a real town. I tried looking it up on Google to see, and there's only a Greenberry, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
But yeah, that would be cool to find out how close.
Oh yeah, Jason is a profuse but disorganized liar. When his English teacher, Miss Phyllis Caldwell, played by Sandra Oh, assigns her class a creative writing essay, Jason does not complete it. His parents are later called into school, where Miss Caldwell tells Jason that if he can't bring her a handwritten essay at the community college by 6 o'clock, she will consider... If he can bring her a handwritten essay at the community college by 6 o'clock, she will consider it as a valid contribution to his grade. Jason therefore writes a story called Big Fat Liar. Riding his sister's old bicycle, he is distracted and collides with a limousine of a arrogant Hollywood producer named Marty Wolf, played by Paul Giamatti. Whereupon Jason blackmails Wolf into giving him a ride to school. When the limousine reaches the college, Jason hastens into it, not realizing that he has forgotten his essay. Just on these first couple of paragraphs, one of the funniest things was the reason why Jason had to use his sister's old bike was because the bully, the local bully, actually
stole his
skateboard, and this is that scene now.
You sure? Because now you're going from harmless bully to hardened boardjacker. I don't think you want to do that.
That's just funny. So yeah, and his sister is like all into this rap thing, and she's got this, and as we've said before, we will comment on cultural things, but I'm sorry, white people should not pretend that they're black. This whole gangster rap thing and whatever else, but that's the character that the sister's boyfriend portrays. And so he has to get to the college. And, of course, once he's in the car, he's forgotten his essay. It's actually very funny. I didn't actually grab clips from the limousine scene, but Marty and Jason are very, very similar at the beginning of the movie, and the whole point of the movie is watching, Jason realize that lying is wrong.
While Wolf does not.
Yes, exactly.
Wolf keeps riding his same boat that he's always ridden, and as everyone knows, it bites him in the ass in the long run.
Oh, yeah.
But
so upon his entering the school, Jason realizes he does not have the essay. Neither his parents nor Miss Caldwell believe him when he claims to have written it, and is therefore ordered to undergo a summer school. Later, Jason and his friend Kaylee, played by Amanda Bynes, learn that Marty Wolf has plagiarized Jason's composition by making a film of Big Fat Liar. And for those people who are listening to the episode, you will hear, as the intro to this episode, the movie premiere of Big Fat Liar, or the preview, because in the movie, he goes to the theater with Kaylee to see some other movie, and it, you know how they have previews at theaters,
Yeah.
and that's how he finds out that Marty stole his paper. Excuse me, crap.
Yes.
Dying over here. So when his parents and elder sister leave town on a holiday, Jason and Kaylee use Jason's savings to fly to Los Angeles in order to confront Wolf, leaving a local bully to attend to Kaylee's absent-minded grandmother. As far as the savings, he said 3 years of lawn mowing and babysitting money or something like that, and holy crap, that was a lot of money in that jar. I seriously doubt someone can get that much money in 3 years maybe, but...
Well, it must have been a rich neighborhood.
I was going to say, yeah.
And I don't see how that much money would fly out of Michigan for a kid. I had a hard enough time making money. He probably had enough money in that jar, technically, according to the movie, that I would make at a fast food joint working part-time
well,
through a year.
He took it out of the jar, and he was holding it as a wad in his hand. I mean, it was probably about as big as my hand. Yeah. As far as the bully being at the grandmother's house, the bully that actually, Brett, the bully that took his skateboard, doesn't want to fail summer school because whatever else, so Jason and Kaylee tell him that they will do his homework, summer school homework for him as long as he stays with her grandmother. So at the studio, Jason tricks the receptionist into leaving her post and to allow Jason to speak with Wolf. Wolf agrees to return the essay, but then burns it, and has Jason removed from his office. Again, I may put the receptionist scene as a special feature at the end of the episode. I did not grab that audio right away because I was planning on doing it this morning. I didn't realize we were starting so early, and which is fine. But it is just so funny. Amanda Bynes' character Kaylee, she calls her and tells her that some little dog has gotten, his tail caught under her wheel or of her car in the parking garage, and the secretary is like, so, not
broken up by it.
Non-animal cruelty type person. She's like, oh, I love animals and blah 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 blah. And just the sound she makes with her voice when Kaylee's telling her all this stuff, like, oh my God, I'm coming, puppy. It's so funny.
And then she takes over the receptionist.
Yeah, and then Kaylee takes over the receptionist while Jason goes upstairs to talk to Wolf. And Amanda Bynes, she is, I don't know if she's done any other voice acting as far as like maybe animated stuff, as far as just general voice acting and not actual acting on screen.
She's done Robots and a few other movies.
Oh, really? I was going to...
Yeah.
Because she has awesome voice stuff on this.
Yeah, she does have a really good voice and acting talent.
Yes, very much so.
And is good looking, so...
Yeah. In response, Jason and Kaylee plan to inconvenience Wolf until he admits to having stolen BFL. Taken to Wolf's house by Frank Jackson, an actor formerly mistreated by Wolf, they add dye into Wolf's pool and shampoo, giving him blue skin and orange hair. The guy that plays Frank Jackson is Donald Faison. Most people will know him from Scrubs. He is just funny as hell. And one of the funniest things that he did in this was when they were trying to... Jason actually tricked him and told him that Jason was the fur king of the Midwest or whatever else, and dealing in fur coats and stuff like that to get a free ride to the studio. And when Jackson finds out about this, he's like, "You little, I'm gonna get you. You owe me $100 for yesterday's ride." And they're trying to explain he's doing like a stalled car thing, and I grabbed that. So here's that. It's just funny. I love that whole scene. It's just so funny.
This whole movie overall has little tiny pranks like that throughout the entire thing that make it memorable.
Oh yeah, very much so. And the other thing is, because there's we'll go over the DVD features later, but there's two commentaries on here, one by Frankie Muniz and one by the film director Sean Levy. And Sean Levy said the whole scene with them in the car and Donald doing that was him improvising, and Sean just let him do it because it was funny as hell. And I think that's great in films, that, you know, if something works, that directors will let the actor go ahead and do it.
Well, I mean, that happens in animation, too.
Yeah, that's true, too.
Quite often. I mean, for instance, look at Megatron and Beast Wars. See, the yes and the excellent and the no, those were all thrown in there by David Kay to improvise and add a different kind of depth to the character.
Oh. Okay, where was I? I was going to orange hair. Kaylee, impersonating the studio president's secretary, sends Wolf to a child's party where he is taken for a clown and attacked by the children present. Meanwhile, Jason and Kaylee modify the controls on his car, causing various controls to perform the incorrect functions, and playing Blue Dabba Dee by Eiffel 65, resembling his blue skin and struggling to control his car. He crashes into a monster truck whose driver destroys Wolf's car in response. I actually have the audio from the guy, and I will start using this in our other shows because I think it's a really, really cool line from the monster truck guy when Wolf hits his car.
Oh God!
Oh, crap.
It's great.
So as a result of the pranks, Wolf misses his appointment with the studio with Marcus Duncan, played by Russell Hornsby, president of the studio. And I actually have the and this was shown in the real trailer for the film, the clip where the tow truck driver has got Marty's car behind him, and he's got Marty in the truck with him.
They told me to pick up a little blue car. They didn't say anything about
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
I always
Blue
laugh
Man.
at that. I actually thought that was Luke Wilson, but I don't think it is. I think it's somebody else. So
Yeah, I don't think
so
it was
Wolf
him either.
later meets Duncan at a party celebrating the premiere of his film, Whitaker and Fowl, which proves to be a box office failure. Duncan, as a result of that failure, distrusts Wolf to create anything better, and tells him that all fundings for Big Fat Liar will be withdrawn unless Wolf can convince him otherwise. Duncan also warns him that should any mishap occur during production, the film and Wolf's career will be terminated. Jason agrees to help Wolf in exchange for a confession of the truth to Jason's father. And it should be said, I should go back, throughout this whole process of them doing these pranks to Marty, they've noticed, before that happened, Jason was spying on him and stole his PDA during a meeting with Marty and his crew for the Big Fat Liar movie, and he was mistreating every single one of them. And that comes into play later. So Wolf, guided by Jason, makes a successful presentation, but rather than fulfill his promise, he calls his guards and has Jason and Kayla removed. Jason is about to accept defeat when Wolf's secretary, Monty, appears and states that because many of Wolf's co-workers and employees, including Monty herself, have been abused, they are willing to help Jason and Kayla take revenge on him. Together they all devise a plan by which to do so. By now, Marty has removed or concealed the blue color of his skin. Again, well, like I said a second ago, all these people that Marty has pretty much over
the years.
Have all come together and just are ready to kick his ass. So en route to the studio, Wolf falls into several traps organized by his former co-workers. Upon arriving at the studio, which actually the traps are actually very funny. Frank Jackson, the limo driver, they actually have a smoke machine in the limo to simulate the car breaking down. And then Jaleel White, who plays a character in the movie, comes by in this like BMW convertible, and of course, Marty always makes a reference to, you were just Urkel and blah 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 blah, and gets in the car and he goes, "This is a nice car, Urkel." He goes, Jaleel, "Yeah, all that TV money, I didn't go to waste, did it?" and then so Urkel is like speeding down this desert road, and he's like, Wolf's like, slow down. I ain't stopping. I'm getting out. Do what you gotta do. So Wolf takes a tumble out of the BMW, and then Urkel calls into Jason and them, and he goes, "I'm leaving Wolf in the desert. Urkel is out." And he speeds off. It's funny as hell.
Yeah.
Upon arriving at the studio, bedraggled and desperate, he finds that Jason has taken hostage his prized toy chimpanzee, Mr. Funnybones. God, I wanted to set that thing on fire every time I saw it. He pursues Jason until a climactic rooftop confrontation wherein Wolf admits to stealing Jason's story. Thinking that they are alone, immediately it is revealed that he has been under video surveillance throughout the confession. As a result, he is exposed and shamed before all those whom he has abused. Jason's parents and Marcus Duncan himself. Duncan is outraged at Wolf for his act of plagiarism and fires him. While Jason's parents reestablish their trust in Jason, Jason thanks Wolf for having taught him that the truth, as he tells Wolf in reverse of his own advice, is not overrated. The film Big Fat Liar is later reproduced and shown in the movies. Shown at the movies, utilizing the talents and skills of all those whom Wolf had abused. Jason is credited for having the written original story. And after that scene, it goes to some credits, and then it goes... You know how some movies will do like end scenes like Transformers does and stuff like that? The unemployed Wolf finds a job as a clown, in which a role he is assigned to entertain the son of the monster truck driver whom he insulted. Recognizing him, the father orders his son to utilize his newly learned prize-fighting technique as a means of avenging the earlier offense. This concludes the film. This film is one of those that if you're like so down in the dumps that you need to laugh your ass off to, feel better, you can put this in and you can laugh so hard it's not even funny.
Oh yeah, definitely, especially with all the pranks that get pulled through the entire
very
movie.
Much so. I'm gonna kind of go down the little cast list I have here. You got I don't know who this first one is. Jordan Holohan is Jordan. That might have been a little kid. I'm not really sure. You got Frankie Muniz as Jason Shepard, Paul Giamatti as Marty Wolf, Amanda Bynes as Kaylee, Amanda Detmer as Monty, Alex Breckenridge as Janie Shepard, Rebecca Corey as Astrid Barker. Astrid Barker was the secretary. Donald Faison as Frank Jackson, Jaleel White as himself, often called Urkel by Marty. Sandra played the teacher. Russell Hornsby played the Marcus Duncan, the studio president. Michael Bryan French played the father. Christine Tucci, which I didn't even think she was in this, played the mother, Carol Shepard. Lee Majors, $6 Million Man, played Vince, the stunt guy. Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
Sean O'Brien played Leo. Amy Hill, Jocelyn Davis. Oh, Jocelyn Davis was the PR woman that he dissed. And at the end of the film, she was eating a Twinkie because he had dissed her, saying, "Oh, all you can do is eat Twinkies." John Cho, who is actually a very good martial artist, and I believe he also does act. I don't know what else he's acted in, but he plays Dusty Wong, who is the director. And let's see, Taryn Killam played Brett the bully. Sparkle played Grandma Pearl, which she's done a whole... I know she's probably had a whole bunch of other stuff that she's done. I just don't know what it is off the top of my head. And then as far as like little guest appearances, you had Sean Levy, who was the director. He was a party guest of Wolf's. And then Kenan Thompson and Dustin Diamond as partygoers. It was just super, super funny. If you want to read some of the trivia, you can.
Yeah. It says the Disney Channel actually removed all the insignias of pertaining to like Coca-Cola and some of the bottles of liquor in Marty's office. Obviously, so they didn't have to pay lawsuit fees, or so that they didn't get sued for showing liquor to children. Says Marty Wolf offers to Jason Shepard that he will tell his, meaning Jason's father, that he not only wrote Big Fat Liar, but also Saving Private Ryan, a movie wherein Paul Giamatti starred. Marty Wolf constantly makes reference to Jaleel White's character from Family Matters, which it would have been cool to see him actually act like Urkel.
No, not for this
couple times.
film. Maybe as an outtake, but not for the actual film. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Just something like that. But most movie was filmed in a backlot of Universal Studios. Says the crew was also sneaked onto the set of The Scorpion King and shot some footage while that film's crew was away.
Dan Snyder, the screenwriter for this film, also created Nickelodeon shows such as The Amanda Show, Drake and Josh, Zoe 101, and iCarly. The film takes a strong reference / allusion to Aesop's fable, The Boy Who Cried Wolf, in the naming the protagonist and the villain, which I think that's really cool. You know, you have the shepherd and the wolf. That was I didn't actually know that. Movie actor Adam Sandler and director Steven Spielberg are mentioned as acquaintances to Marty Wolf. However, the Disney Channel changed the name Spielberg to Soderbergh in order to prevent any lawsuits, which, I'm sorry, it's a name!
It's a name. You can drop his name. It's probably because he's like
attached to the film.
I don't know. Well, I think it's because, I don't know, he's just,
you know,
who knows? I don't see what it would matter.
I don't know either. Disney does some weird stuff sometimes.
Well, and also, you know, Spielberg's usually in a lot of, like, Nickelodeon-ish stuff, or, you know, things related to that. So, I mean, I don't know. It's just...
Yeah, but when I read that, you know, I was like, what the hell? And I didn't even realize it when I was watching the film, so I don't know. As far as the reception, the film received mixed reviews, gaining a rotten rating at Rotten Tomatoes of 44%. Some critics praised the film as energetic and witty, others called it dull and formulaic. Whatever. Nevertheless, it grossed $47 million at the box office. This film was rated PG for some language. I'm sorry, this film is funny. I didn't see it as, you know, being a formula of another film. You know, all the films that were coming out that year in 2002, this is by far one of the best ones.
Well, yeah, and I can name another one that came out that year that completely bombed and did worse than this movie, and that was Star Trek Nemesis. And that's why they didn't have another Star Trek movie until this year.
Just going over the DVD features, since I do have the DVD here in my hand, there's an exclusive Let Amanda Bynes Be Your Personal Guide throughout the movie, or throughout the menus. Outrageous deleted scenes. There is a Spyro video game extras only available on this DVD. There's cheat codes for Spyro 2. This is, you know, as we've said, this movie came out in 2002, so it's an old game. Interactive Universal Studios backlot adventure. Are You a Big Fat Liar, which is a quiz game that you can play. Trivia challenge, behind the scenes featurette, and as I said before, feature commentaries with actor Frankie Muniz and director Sean Levy. I wish that they would have gotten a whole cast commentary, or at least had Amanda Bynes in on the commentary with Frankie Muniz. I thought that would have been really, really cool. But unfortunately they didn't. As far as comedies go, as far as the movie goes in general, I would probably give this a 9 out of 10.
For me, I'd probably give it about an 8, but it's still up there. I wouldn't say that it was a rotten movie, because it wasn't.
Not at all.
Like I said, there were other rotten movies that year, and this wasn't one of them.
Very much so. All right, well, that's it for our discussion. I think we're going to go on to maybe some movie news next, and then the outro, so we'll be right back.